Hello, everyone.
Welcome to the very first episode of the Vow Factor.
I don't know. I just say that at the same time as you. I'm so excited.
We're here.
We've
been talking about this day for so long.
Literally so long. I've been trying to start a podcast for literally 2 years.
And now is the time.
Now is the time. You're here. I'm here.
And we're co-hosting. I am Jessie Reichenbaum, founder of Wedding Day Content Co.
And I'm Emily Cline, founder of Wedding Day Content Creator.
And we are not the same.
And we are not the same person.
People always think that, but
so we're the same.
We are
very
not.
Similar business names.
But we are kind of like two peas in a pod. We are. Kind of share one brain cell, and our one brain cell was
just
like, you know what? Just the last brain cell.
Just the last
and our brain cell was like, you know what? All of these things that we're on the phone with each other all the time talking about.
All we do is
other
yap.
People, we yap all the time.
Yeah.
And we're like, you know what?
This and yap.
And everyone else has these same questions and thoughts and ideas about wedding content creation, and there's nowhere to find it.
There's nowhere to find it. So this podcast is going to be great for if you are a wedding content creator, you want to become a wedding content creator, you're a couple who wants to hire a content creator, you're a couple that's just in the process of getting married, because we're going to definitely share a lot of stories from when we got married, all of our tips and tricks and all of the things and stories. If you are a wedding vendor just looking for a good laugh, if you want more information on wedding content creators as a wedding vendor, I mean, this is
for everyone.
This is for everyone.
This seems niche, but it's not.
No.
This is for everyone.
We're discussing real life stuff.
2.5 million weddings that happen in the United States alone every year. So, and that doesn't include all the wedding vendors and people who aren't engaged yet, people who love weddings and just want to tune in and want to learn more to this almost secretive industry.
Yes.
We're gonna open it up for everyone.
We are opening it up. So
I'm so excited.
Me too. So today is launch day. It's May 12th.
Which is a very special day. This was not a random date.
Not a random date, because we don't do anything randomly. Everything is like very well thought out.
Intentional
Easter eggs.
This is a very special project for us.
Yes.
It's an endeavor that we're really excited about.
Wait, show them our little matching.
Oh, yeah. These are little uniforms. We have VF and the back. We have the Vow Factor. We love our name. Had a little fashion show. Love it. And we want to be really comfy.
All right. We got a team behind us over here.
We are not messing around. We wanted to be comfortable. We want everyone to join us. Grab a snack, grab a drink, whatever that drink of choice is.
More importantly,
grab a crisp. DC.
We are manifesting a Diet Coke sponsor.
Oh,
so good.
So good.
Cheers. First episode.
Happy May 12th.
Happy May 12th.
So excited. Just brings us back to life.
Do you hear that?
Literally.
ASMR. So good.
We always say that our wedding day is not complete without a Diet Coke. It revives us.
It's not. We should tell them how we got these Diet Cokes really quick.
We should go for it.
Okay, so we are here at Podcast HQ in Hollywood, Florida. They are the best.
They're killing it.
They know that we have a love for a Diet Coke.
A crispy DC.
And when we walked in today, they had them. Ready to go.
Ready to go for us.
They're like, we have a gift for you.
And
both of us were like,
oh my God,
this is the best gift ever. So anyway, just had to shout you guys out.
But we love it.
Thank you so much. They are the best team in the entire world.
We're having the best time. And so
we are.
You know, we are in our sweats. We are comfy. We're ready to get into it.
Yes.
And we're going to talk about why we're even doing this.
Why
are we here in the first place? Why is this so important to us?
It is so important because, well, to me,
Yeah.
I'll kick it off.
Go for it.
So I started Wedding Day Content Creator, which is crazy to even, like, I still, almost 2.5 years later, I'm shocked that I have that name for my business. But I was one of the OGs. And so I got in really early. And there was zero information on wedding content creation. I'm like, how much do I charge? What do I do? I saw a TikTok from Sabrina Ann Socials, and she said that she TikToked a wedding for an influencer couple, and it ended up in People magazine. And I was like, kind of at, I would say, like a crossroads in my career at the time. I had a digital marketing agency for several years. Well, 7 years, not more than several. And I was feeling just like ready for maybe something new,
Yeah.
I was feeling a little burnt out from the pandemic when everybody like jumped from, traditional marketing to digital marketing. I was managing a lot of clients. It was a lot.
It's a lot. Yeah.
And the one thing that I've always loved about marketing is the content creation aspect of it.
Go back to your roots. Go back to what you know.
Okay. Roots. Back to what I know. 8th grade documentary. That's where I started. I started on YouTube. I was a weird girl running around at lunch with a digital camera, interviewing people, put it into a YouTube video, showed it to the world.
And then what?
Rest is history. She's a content creator.
15 years later.
15 years later, I'm sitting in this chair talking to you guys.
Insane.
It's great.
I love it.
Who knew?
And
who knew?
We didn't explain May 12th.
Okay, back up. First, May 12th, we explain first day that we spoke because as an OG wedding content creator,
I got engaged on March 25th, 2023. And
I shot my first wedding on March 25th.
She shot her first wedding. We had the craziest invisible string theory, like friendship ever. You'll just hear more and more stories unfold throughout the episodes. I'm positive of it. And I was, in my wedding planning process, and I stumbled across wedding content creation, and I typed it into TikTok because that is the new Google. And the first person that came up was Emily going, "Hi, I'm Emily and I will be your wedding day content creator." And I was like, "All right, cool, you are." And I inquired and, 2 days later, we hopped on a call, and I was legitimately sitting on my sister's counter in New York City. She was trying to get us Eras Tour tickets for that night in Philly. And I'm on the phone with Emily, and we literally hit it off right away. And
we just had so many things in common.
We had so many things in common.
We didn't even talk about wedding content. We just talked about everything that we had in common. We went to the same university for 2 years and had no idea.
My sister lived right by her first apartment in New York City. We both had dogs, and we were both obsessed with them, and we were literally talking about our dogs the whole time.
We were both obsessed with Taylor Swift.
She was going to the Eras Tour, so I was obviously mad about that.
She's trying to get her tickets.
I was trying to get tickets,
and you were like, "I'm going to scream," and I was like, "I'm going to scream with you when you get them." Yeah.
Spoiler: I ended up going, and
she ended up going.
The best night. It
amazing.
Was so fun. But yeah, so when we were sitting down and really trying to make this podcast really intentional, and we were like, when should we launch this? How do you even pick a good date? And I was like, wait a second, what date did we meet on? And we first spoke on May 12th. And I was like, you know what? It's a Monday this year. What a day to start the week. And Emily's like, you know what? That is perfect.
That's perfect.
And that's going to lead us into Emily telling us a little bit about what the heck we are doing here.
What the heck are we doing here? I asked my
and
what's going on?
Why are we starting this podcast?
So I think it's really important to have some sort of space on the internet where people can find free information and educational tools for wedding content creation. Because when I was starting out, nothing existed at all. No information. There was no how to get started. There was no, like I was saying earlier, how do you charge? How do you dress for these weddings? What's the flow of them? All of these different things. Obviously, I had to figure it out, and I did. But it was very important to me when we started this podcast to have real conversations about things that happen in the wedding industry, share our own stories, give tips and advice, that are great for wedding content creators that are starting, or they already maybe have a business and they want to expand it. Both of us have been very lucky to grow our businesses, expand our teams. I recently expanded locations. So I'm based now in New York City and in South Florida, which is really exciting.
Really awesome.
It's the coolest thing ever. I feel like I found a glitch in the matrix.
This career feels like a glitch in the matrix. Like, how could it be so cool?
It's just like, I feel so happy and so lucky to get to work in this industry. You know, I feel like I do coaching and mentoring and I help, you know, other people who want to start a content creation business get started. And I hear the same thing from people every single time we get on that first call together. They're like, I'm miserable in my career. I need something more creative. I'm seeing that it's possible to have a creative career. I need the keys to the kingdom. Like, how do I get started? You know, type of thing. And I'm like, yes, it's very, very possible. You can do it. And, you know, we want to kind of take you through our journeys throughout this podcast, answer your questions actively. And I also think it's really important too, as we are going through all of these episodes, a big purpose that you and I both share with this is we want to put respect on wedding content creators.
Yes, this is huge. And, you know, over the last year and a half that I have been doing wedding content creation and 2.5 years that Emily's been doing it, we have had so many interactions with really amazing people and some really not amazing people, respect-wise. Mm-hmm. And wow, it makes such a difference when working collaboratively with people, when they really respect you. And
yes,
we really want to show how wedding content creation can be a really beautiful addition to a wedding day for everyone, for the couple, for the vendors, just literally every single person involved, for the guests.
Exactly. Like, it goes beyond
just
being a girl with an iPhone.
It's,
you know,
I know that was like the shtick earlier.
It is. And like, we all lean into it. We're like, oh, I'm just a girl, you know, like but no, like we come prepared with our equipment.
Yeah. But like we have an iPhone so we can blend in and get those really cute moments.
Yes.
Like, that's why the girl with the iPhone is okay, because we can blend in with guests and get moments that they're not even paying attention to. And we're a little bit creepy about it. And we love it because you get those moments that everyone wants from their wedding. Those are the videos I get texted back to me being like, oh my gosh, I could cry 1,000,000 times over that I have this.
I always tell my couples, I'm like, my cameras are always rolling. I'm capturing quite literally everything that I possibly can at all times. And I have caught some of the most precious things.
It's literally amazing. And I hope that throughout this podcast journey that we're about to embark on, that people, you guys ask questions and we can give answers. And I hope we can maybe talk to other wedding professionals and get their opinions and really just open up the conversation about what wedding content is, how we fit in, how other vendors feel about it, how we can maybe change their minds and have them maybe a little more open to it, and really show that this is not a competition at all. It's a collaboration. It's an addition. It is completely separate, and it is something that I truly believe with all of my heart is going nowhere. It is only going to grow.
Oh, it's here to stay.
So we're going to hop on board. We're going to learn this together, and we're going to have a good time.
And we're going to be your hosts through the entire process.
The whole thing. We are here. We're going to be the liaison between the world and wedding content creators.
We're your guides.
That's it?
Yeah.
We are your guides. We are going to go through this together.
It's going to be a journey.
Through this podcast, not only do we think education is so unbelievably important, But we also want to create a really safe community for people to ask questions about their weddings, about things that maybe seem a little bit like taboo, like budgets, and literally anything to do with,
things that can go wrong.
Things that can go wrong. We want vendors to give, their honest feedback about working with content creators. We would love to hear stories and us kind of walk through maybe what could have been done differently on either side. We're not here to defend anyone that's in the wrong. And we think that means that people can grow. And we want to create a really safe space for wedding content creators, for wedding vendors, and just for couples who are really interested in weddings and wedding content creation. And so we really hope that you follow along, you subscribe, and that you are really just part of this with us.
Yes. We're so excited to have you guys here and to be here and to just have this whole opportunity.
This space.
Yes.
We want to create space. I feel like Emily
Are you
said,
holding space for this?
I am holding so much space for this.
I love.
Defying gravity is nothing on the space. And I am holding for this podcast. I just am really excited to have this creative and moving and, kind of, what's the word? Opening for the future. I don't know what it's called.
All of the future content creators.
All the future content creators.
We're doing this for you. We're
doing
thinking
this
of
for
you.
We want
we
this
love
to
you.
be if you want to be a photographer, there are so many things that you can learn about being a photographer. If you want to be a wedding planner, there's so many things you could find about being a wedding planner. This is new. We are figuring it out with you. If we're being quite honest, we just have we're a little bit ahead of the game. We got in pretty early, and we know that the world needs more.
I make the moves up as I go. That's all I think about, when we're talking about all of this. We love Taylor Swift, by the way.
We love Taylor Swift.
But it's in the song "Shake It Off" when she's like,
I make
the moves up as I go," and that's what they don't know.
But it's true.
That is
but we figured out some things that really, really, really work. We hope other people share things that
work for them. Because we're all still learning and growing.
All still learning. And I always say this at the end of the day: a couple is not choosing you because, you have kept all these little teeny tiny secrets of, all this stuff. They're choosing you for you and your personality and what you bring to the wedding day, and that you guys connect.
Yes.
So we're hoping that this creates a little bit more of a connection and a community than this divide and hate and competition.
It's just so unnecessary.
It's so unnecessary.
Especially in an industry that is centered around love.
Literally. We are here.
We can clearly do so much more together.
Yes, we are. We are better together and as a team.
Yes,
as wedding vendors than separately. I can't even say how many times during a wedding day where, a videographer, a photographer, and we've been talking over dinner, and they were like, "I've never worked with a content creator before," and this was so helpful. We bounced ideas off all day long. I got content of them. It's so hard to get content of as you, if you have to bring someone. They get content. We bounce ideas off each other. We come up with really creative things, and literally everyone leaves so happy.
Everyone's so energized. And after every wedding I leave, it's
so exciting.
Oh, I hope I see you again.
Literally, you make really good friends.
Yes.
And I hope that we create a lot of friendships here. And, and now in 2025, it's not weird to have friends on the internet.
No.
It's encouraged.
How you and I met.
That's how we met. And so I met so many amazing people on the internet. There's people I have never met in person, and I talk to daily. And so we're so just incredibly
I would say
grateful.
That's a really great part of this job that I didn't know was going to happen was that online community. I've made so many friends with other wedding content creators from all over the world. And become so incredibly close with them. I mean, Lisette, for example, I got the opportunity to shoot her wedding. She's another wedding content creator, and she lives in LA.
I know. I love her.
Girls,
literally so much.
Opposite ends of the states,
I could say this now. We love Lisette so much that we had her come in to do the photo shoot for our Vow Factor brand shoot.
For this launch.
This launch. And we were like, we would have nobody else. Like,
Yeah, she's our girl.
and the shoot was in New York and she's in California, and that just shows like how amazing our community already is, and we want to see it grow and expand and be more inclusive.
Yes.
And
We love all the content
we
creators. We love them.
you can never have enough content.
You can never have enough content.
I'm very grateful to be here, and as someone who came from a very much 9-to-5 type of background, I worked in schools. I was in a completely different field. I did a 180. I will talk so much about that in future episodes. And then going from that to then being a wedding content creator to now doing a podcast is like such a adrenaline rush. It's such, like endorphins are high. I don't like, I'm
Yes.
a little bit like sweating because I'm so excited. You know what I'm saying? I got shaken.
We've just been talking about it for so long, and we've even like obviously lightly dropped the idea in conversation here and there to people, and everybody agrees. They're like, there's just nowhere to really find anything.
And I've heard people chat that they were going to start a podcast.
Yeah.
And I was like, you got to walk the walk if you're going to talk the talk. So here we are. We are
walking
strutting.
and talking.
We are
and
strutting. We're not walking.
you gotta strut like you mean it. Free your mind. I love the Cheetah Girls.
We'll end up at Barcelona Fashion Week.
Yes.
And we will recreate
Manifest
this video
it now.
Right now. We love a fashion week.
So, okay. So I think we should jump into like how we became wedding content creators.
Yeah, a very good place to start.
Yes.
So I guess I can start.
Kick it off, Jessie.
I'll kick it off. So I actually became a wedding content creator because of Emily. I hired her, as I said, for my wedding, and my original career, I'm a speech pathologist. I actually still work part-time as a speech therapist in a school, but I will only have a month left of that job and that career.
So many big changes.
By the time this is going live, it'll be about 4 weeks left.
How does it feel?
It feels great. It feels great. It feels
so
right.
proud of you.
It feels right.
You've worked so hard.
I tried to leave before, and I was not ready. But
Which is okay, and we'll talk about all of that. And
But yeah, I basically was just feeling just dreaded going to work every day. And I kind of came to the conclusion that it had nothing to do with like me working with kids. I love the kids. I actually really enjoy speech. I think it's really wonderful. But my day-to-day life at work was just, it wasn't filling my cup. And although speech can be creative in certain ways, it just wasn't cutting it. The environment of being in a school was not it. And I just was like, you know what? I also really don't like working for other people. I want to be my own boss. I want to choose who I'm going to work with. You know, of course, like you're hired by a couple, you do that. That's not what I'm talking about.
Right.
I'm talking about like working for a school, working in an office, working for a company. No.
you're on their schedule.
I want to work for myself. I want to be on my own schedule. That has been a really rough transition just mentally, but finally getting there. And it is a million times better. Some people's brains are just simply not wired for that life. And mine is not.
My mom told me that all the time. She was like, I would get into this vicious cycle of being very much on my own and then jumping back into like a little something where like someone else was my boss. And it always ended horribly. And my mom would always be like, because you're not meant to work for anybody else, please stop doing that. And the second you stop doing that, your life is going to open up.
And that's exactly what happened. The second
Yes.
that I really started taking that seriously, everything changed. I was in this job and I knew that I needed something different. And at the time, I just thought that I would kind of take this up as a hobby. And I texted Emily and I said, can I take you to lunch? Can I pick your brain about wedding content? We went to lunch. We didn't talk about wedding content, but
we talked for 12 hours.
We talked for 12 hours and we ended up at Tao at 1 o'clock in the morning on a Monday. Mondays are a thing for us, apparently.
Mondays are very much a thing.
And so we had a great time. But I ended up, I was like, can I work for you? Can I be your associate? And at first she said yes, and then all of a sudden she was like, I think you should do this by yourself. And
As I was like, getting to know her, I was like, this is a girl that she needs to be on her own. I was like, I am more than happy to walk you through everything you need to know.
She walked me through everything.
I'd only shot 10 weddings at this point. 2.
Yeah.
Only 10.
It was new.
I was so new.
You were like 6 months in. November
not even.
To June. Well, not even, I guess.
Not even. So, well, I guess November to June, yes.
But you started
shooting
wedding
wise.
March. Yeah.
So I started my company November of 2022 and then shot my first wedding March 25th, 2023.
Yeah.
So March to July.
Only a couple months.
And yeah, I think we hung out like the first or second week of July or something like that. Yeah.
It was like right when I got back. And so, ended up, it was like, all right, I'll do that. And I was like, okay, cool.
I was like, here's how you do your website.
Yeah,
and
she like
your social media.
She literally handed me. She was like, this is a contract. You might want to get a website up and you should make an Instagram. Like, no joke. I had like nothing. And I legitimately...
Oh, tell them about your name, like naming the company.
Okay,
too,
so...
And how she didn't listen to me at first. And then...
No, so I didn't know what to name this. Okay,
This is a hot tip for if you're wanting to start a wedding content business.
So... I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted to do. I didn't know if I just wanted to do weddings or I wanted to do content. I wasn't sure. And so I made the name Jessie Lee Media because I felt like that could incorporate a lot of things. And then I shot my first wedding and then I shot my second wedding and I third and I was like,
she loves those weddings.
For some reason, this name is not fitting. It's not vibe. It's my name.
I remember the day you told me, you were like, weddings are 1,000%
I said I only want to do weddings. And I was like, I don't think people are going to find me because at the time, there weren't that many people. It was still so early. Hello, I got the name Wedding Day Content Co. It was not very early. And I was like, Emily, I don't know what to change it to. I want it to be something searchable, but weddings, but nothing cheesy or not too many like things. I don't know. And so Emily started like putting into Instagram like all these handles.
The digital marketer in me just came out and was like, all right, let's go down the line of really searchable names.
Yeah, and because I was going off of like wedding type names and like love and like whatever, and there was a couple like content creators out there and I was like BTS bride. I was like taken. I was like, oh, shout out Stacy. Like, sorry.
We love Stacy.
I was like, and of course I was like, oh, duh. Of course I would be taken. But Emily was like, Wedding Day Content Co. And I was like, oh, I like that. I don't know. That seems fun.
It was available.
It was available. I changed my name. And that was in November of 2023. I changed the name. It was like 2 months later.
And I want to add in here really quick because this has come up on some of my coaching calls a couple times was people have these like really cute, unique names to name their business, but it has nothing to do with wedding content creation. And in the beginning, when they're trying to get, their momentum up and get leads in and be searchable and everything, it is really important to be discoverable with a term in your name of what exactly it is you're doing. And I always tell all my clients too, I'm like, some wedding content creators have had really great success with a rebrand a year or two in.
Oh,
For example, take Content by Kenzie. She
also used to be like Oklahoma content.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So she has had a really successful journey in doing a rebrand to like a really cute, unique name.
Yeah.
That technically describes wedding content creation, but doesn't outright say, hey, this is wedding content creation.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, she did. And I really, really like that. And I tell my clients all the time, I'm like, start at naming it something very simple and searchable. And once you have a bunch of leads in and people know who you are, change it to something. But if you have the idea now, reserve the Instagram handle and the domain and all of that just in case, because it could get taken.
Yeah.
But you can have that name too.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with a rebrand, and like Kenzie did it wonderfully.
She was so successful with her rebrand. I love using that as a case study for people.
I know.
It was just done so well.
She's awesome. And there was another content creator who was like put a poll on her story, and she was like, should I change my name? I guess her married name is like it was like a pun for something with wedding. I don't know what it is. She hasn't changed it yet, but I was like, you should definitely change it. She's like, well, people know me as my current name.
Right.
And I'm like, they're still going to know you.
They're still going to know you. Yeah.
Because have in your bio for couple months, previously known as
Exactly.
whatever. But
And at that point, she's a recognizable face. People know who she is,
I know who she is.
I know exactly who you're talking about. Yep. And I'm excited to see what she
I
ends
hope
up
she
doing.
changes it soon because it's been like a really long time since she said that.
Yeah.
But I really hope that she does it because I think it could be really great.
I think it could be really great too.
It's always nice to have something with even just content, like
yeah,
wedding,
I would say
bride,
for sure,
groom, whatever, whatever it is.
I mean, honestly,
the key terms.
I mean, I got all of my leads in the beginning because my name was Wedding Day Content Creator. And even still to this day, like the really beautiful wedding that I just recently shot was because the mother of the bride found me because all of her friends said she needed to hire a wedding day content creator. And all she did was search wedding day content creator. And I am the first person to pop up. And she immediately was like, this is the one. It happens all of the time. And then it's like, all I have to do is get on the phone and have a successful, first impression, essentially.
So, that's kind of like the very early bit of my start, like the most general overview. How did you get here?
So I got here, as I was saying a little earlier in the episode, because I found Sabrina Ann Socials saying that she did this wedding. And I was like, that is so genius. I technically have been, not a wedding content creator, but a content creator of big moments and memories and things since I was 14 years old.
Right.
Honestly, even before that, because
like it's always been a part of your life.
It has. Like my family had a camcorder that I would run around and I would film all of these really important and even the in-between moments too, like the not important ones. And those were the funniest. Or I remember like one time when I was little, I told my stepdad, I was like, I really want you to film me when I'm sleeping because I want to see how I look when I'm asleep. And the video is actually so funny because he's like narrating it. He's like, okay, Emily wanted me to film her when she's asleep so she could see how she looks. And so we're going to go do that right now. And he's like walking up the stairs and my little sisters were babies. So he's like unhitching the baby gate and he's like clanking it shut. And I'm in my room. I think I'm 9 years old. I slept with like a princess canopy over my bed.
As did I.
Yes, as we do, because we're the same person with the same brain cell.
One brain cell?
I had these really pretty like dragonfly lighting like in the canopy because I was scared to sleep in the dark. So cute. That was my nightlight. It was very dim and very nice. Did you have like the
stars, the glow in the dark
of course,
stars on the ceiling?
Everywhere, all the time. So I kind of was like in the middle of like a REM cycle probably, and I kind of like heard something and I kind of woke up and I just see this figure standing with a red light beaming at me. And the video, I go and then my stepdad throws the camera down and he's like, are you okay? But it is something we watch all of the time. And I don't know why I'm telling this story, but I just think it's so funny because these are just like the funny in-between moments in life that also happen at weddings. There's the equivalent to that story at a wedding.
The equivalent to that story for your wedding is when you were getting your makeup done with your eyes closed with doing eyeshadow and your mom was doing like a funny dance.
Oh yeah. She was, do you guys remember the song WAP by Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion?
Oh my gosh. Your mom was whopping.
She was attempting.
She was trying.
She was attempting. She was doing a great job. My mom's great.
And at my wedding, it's funny. Like my mom feeding me prosciutto and melon in between me getting my makeup done because I hadn't eaten anything.
It was amazing. It was perfect for like both of our weddings and the times that they were.
The first example I could think of. It was
the best. All of that.
And so those moments are just like what
they need to be captured.
Inspired you to be here now.
Exactly. So like those moments at my wedding, I, got married. Obviously, like content creation has always been a part of my life since I was a little kid, directing my family around, telling them how to film things. And, you know, making sure that we gathered and we watched like family movies and all of those things, and made my little 8th grade documentary. I ran the live news program in my high school, was on yearbook, went to journalism camp for fun in high school. Super journalism nerd over here. Went to the University of Alabama because they had a great journalism program. And I thought that I might want to be like an on-air host or something like that. Not for sports. I wanted to do celebrity entertainment. I wanted to be the female Ryan Seacrest of one point in my life, which is great because we get to go to New York Bridal Fashion Week and I get to know what all the brides are wearing. Like, I want to know.
Oh my gosh. Stay tuned for our fall Bridal Fashion Week content.
Epic.
Is going to be
God. I can't wait for that.
I cannot
It's
wait.
our Super Bowl.
I'm so excited to just like see what we're going to have planned. I mean, it's May now, so we're not planning yet, but
Fire.
I already know it's going to be
Last year we got a limo. We took around all of our content creator friends, photographers, videographers. We all piled in. It took us to all the shows.
Went to all the shows. We dressed very insane. Like, we were like overly
dressed crazy
for everything.
I had my hair professionally done.
Yeah, like Glam Squad hit us up.
Yes.
We were like fully dressed to the nines.
It sounds crazy, but honestly,
like, it's such a moment.
It's such a moment.
Because
it's so much
we made
fun.
The moment, like, truthfully.
We are the moment. You got to make the moment sometimes.
I know one day I really want us to throw, I'm putting this out there now, I want us to throw an epic party during New York Bridal Fashion Week for all like wedding content creators, photographers, videographers, like planners, like everyone that come meet.
Yes.
And it's not that exclusive. It's exclusive, but like inclusive.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
I love that.
I'm putting that out there now.
We need that in our lives. I cannot wait for that day. Like,
we like low-key started like planning ideas and we were like, this is going to happen.
Yes.
I'm starting a Pinterest board.
It's happening.
But
someone's got to do it.
See, that we are thinking that far in advance with this. We are so excited to just like bring you guys along on our journey. I hope we get to talk about the weddings that we're shooting this year and things that go really amazing. Maybe things that we learned that maybe didn't go so amazing, or things,
we have stories.
We have stories. Like, we have
and honestly,
messed up for sure. We saved it, but we messed up. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, we have. We've got great stories. Here's the thing. We are going to tell it like it is. We're not holding back.
No.
This is a podcast. Obviously, like, we're
human.
Yeah. So we want to give it to you guys as real as possible.
Yeah. And
all while sipping a crispy DC.
Oh, yeah.
Don't forget to drink your Diet Coke.
Everyone has their first day on the job. We're going to talk a lot about that.
Yes.
And we're going to have parties one day. We're going to meet so many people and we're going to bring everybody together. And that's
it's a little epic.
It's a little bit about how we started and how we got into this field and this industry and why we want to take you guys along for the ride and include you in all of the amazingness that is wedding day content creation.
Yes. Okay, we have something very different to add.
I'm so excited.
It is the best thing ever. When we were talking about this idea, we were like, oh, like, you know, should we do this every once in a while? And I was like, we have to do it every episode because it is just like so amazing.
And it's our dream.
And it's our dream.
This is so epic.
It's so epic. And, you know, I've always been someone who's just like, fake it till you make it, put it out there, manifest it,
you've been
be a little delusional.
Like, I'm going to make all of my dreams come true. Why is this one that is a little bit out there? Why is it not going to come true? So we're starting it right now. It's
right
so
here,
possible.
right now. So this is the
segment,
the life goal, the segment. Well, this segment is our life goal.
This segment is our life goal.
It's our business goal. It's our life goal. If this were to happen, like, we would do it together. Like, it would be. It's the only option. So we are a package deal. So our massive goal in life is to shoot Taylor Swift's wedding.
Yes.
And we thought it would be so fun on this podcast to pick a song of Taylor Swift's every episode that kind of goes with the vibe and the theme of the episode and take that song and kind of talk about how how the wedding could go, like all of the details and ideas, what she'd be wearing, how we would shoot the wedding, maybe.
How this song inspires a wedding.
Yes. And just bring you through all those beautiful details.
And a disclaimer, this is not that serious. So
it's just for fun.
It's just for fun.
But Taylor Swift, if you are listening,
Payne,
call us.
And like, we also want to preface that we are huge Swifties, but we are respectful Swifties.
Yes.
We can be discreet and we can be not overly.
We'll sign an NDA, Taylor Swift.
We will sign an NDA.
You'll
never be so
no
respectful.
one will ever know we did it.
You won't know that I was
just know.
sobbing through the Eras tour because I was so happy to be there. And I think the emotion on my
I got to go to the Eras tour on my birthday.
I know. I went in Paris when she debuted Tortured Poets, and I actually had an out-of-body experience.
I moved to an apartment in Florida that had a movie theater so I could watch the Eras tour whenever I wanted on the big screen.
So I hope this says that we are a little bit crazy, but we can tone that down to whatever you need us to.
We will be at anything you want.
Yeah. Call us.
But with that being said, the first song that we are going to kick this segment off with is Lover. Because we wouldn't be here without all of our lovers.
I love it so much. We love our couples to absolute death. We have the sweetest, most kind, intentional, just respectful, amazing human beings that hire us to shoot their weddings and to be there with them on their wedding day.
So cool.
And it is the coolest thing ever. We are so
the honor of a lifetime.
Unbelievably
honestly.
grateful for it.
Yeah.
It is the biggest honor, and I'm so excited to kick this off for our lovers.
I love
past, present, and future. This goes out to you. And I immediately picture a huge remote cabin on a lake.
A very intimate setting.
But like this intimate setting, but still with like a decent amount of people.
Decent amount of people.
30 of their closest friends and family.
Yes.
Do you think
I think
that?
Yes. I feel like that's still like the perfect size, like small, intimate group.
I agree.
But there's still enough people there to where it feels like a party.
Yeah. Oh, because they like to party.
They do like to party.
Oh, come on.
This is a whole week.
Taylor loves. This is a whole week
in like the most epic, cute little cabin.
I love it. I picture on a lake. I picture so many twinkle lights. I picture.
What's the season?
I think it's summer, and I know that they say the Christmas lights up till January, but I picture everything outside.
But that can come in with the twinkle lights.
Yeah,
it's like twinkle lights.
So many. They kind of
like
lights.
Almost like some of this decor kind of gives that they just like went to the store and just like found
DIY
what they could.
Vibes.
Very DIY. Put it up, made it still really, really cute and romantic, but it just was like thoughtfully done. But things that everybody could just go buy at the store.
What if they have like mattresses on like all like over the living room floor, and like they all have like a giant sleepover one of the nights?
I would not be surprised.
And
because they all stayed up drinking wine and like dancing and like by the fire outside.
Maybe they're watching like rom-coms and they're watching Friends.
Yes.
And
the cats are there.
The cats are there.
Cats are there.
The cats are there.
Maybe they went for like a little dip in the lake.
Not the cats.
No, not the cats. No.
At the end of the night, they all jump into the lake.
Yes, I meant the people.
Okay, and the people jump into the lake.
Run, they're holding hands. They're like,
"Hi, best wedding ever!" And then they have maybe there's s'mores.
They have s'mores. For sure, they have.
Like, there's like a fire pit, and like maybe they have like I don't know, some like really yummy homey foods for dinner.
I think people like it's almost like a potluck for everybody brings like a dish, but like they bring like a favorite dish of Taylor and Travis. And
I love that.
Like maybe like
something that reminds them.
Exactly. Like Donna like obviously knows all of his favorite things and like recipes. So she's like maybe passing out little recipe cards to like all of his friends, and like Taylor's mom is like, okay, who's gonna make the chai cookies? Like who's gonna
Yes. And
so,
it's just very sweet. It's very romantic. It's very down to earth.
very down to earth. So I even think like her dress too is just like very simple.
I think it's just, honestly, kind of like I can't decide if it's that like Daniel Frankel, very like open back dress.
What? Yeah. I think I could see that.
I think I imagine more of an open neckline with like thicker straps, but like a pretty open back.
Yeah.
Or there's this other brand that I love that, of course, the name is flying out of my head right now. And they have these like gorgeous like dresses that are kind of, not like a corset, but like a corset but here, and then it's just flowy.
Yeah. Something that's like, is very like constructed very well.
Yeah.
But there's not like too
But there's a little bit of whimsy, a little bit.
It's
there's
very
flow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm thinking maybe more towards the second one.
Something that she can pull out of her suitcase and just throw on.
Yeah.
Doesn't need to be steamed. Everything needs to be effortless.
She can be like barefoot twirling through the grass.
She is barefoot. That's that. She's like, shoes, not this weekend.
They
don't know them.
picked her own bouquet.
Yes. That's so cute.
I love it.
I love it too.
Did her own makeup.
Abigail's out there picking flowers right before. I think she's like maybe adding some into her hair too. Like I had this bride one time who had like these little tiny flowers that were in her bouquet and like throughout the florals in her wedding added into like her braid that she had.
Oh, I love that.
And it was really pretty.
I think her hair starts like natural and maybe ends up like she's like,
yes.
I need to add my face and like brace it.
Yeah.
It's so cute.
Yeah.
I love that.
I think that could be so cute.
And I think we were kind of chatting earlier and we were like, this is a very true documentary style shoot.
Yes. Whoever the media team is.
This.
Yeah. Like there's literally no post photos.
No. And,
like true documentary style, fly on the wall, letting Taylor, Travis, their family and friends do their thing.
If it's Travis, if it's not whoever you want, Taylor,
we're down.
We are going with what we know, the information that we currently have.
But the time of this recording.
So there's that. Love them, but whatever you want. So yeah, I just think that would make it so effortless.
Yeah.
I think that's the word to describe it. Just effortless.
Yeah.
And present.
Yeah.
And that feels very, as bougie as, they can be. I think at the end of the day, just want to be with each other and they're best friends,
Exactly. And there's no greater luxury in life than being able to just be with your people.
And I think
I feel like for them,
billions of millions of dollars
and can do whatever they want, having that seclusion and privacy and just
everything.
And like, I feel like even with this wedding, they could get married and they don't tell the world.
No, that's why we sign NDAs, but you have all the content.
You have all the content.
You have all the content. You have the videos.
You know what? I'll buy a phone and give it back to you at the end of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will also.
You know what? We will.
Yes.
I'll just buy a phone and just say, here.
Yeah. I don't even need
all
it.
On there.
I just want to be able to do that for her.
Yeah, I do too. I think it's really important to be able, for her to have this.
It is. I think content is for every single person. Mm-hmm. It is not
regardless if you're going to post it or not.
It's not just for celebrities. It's not just for influencers. It's not if you love social media. It's not if you want to post it. I have had many couples never post a single thing from their wedding content. They want it for them. They want to remember every moment of this day.
Yeah.
And I think that is what this lover scenario is all about.
Exactly.
I think that's the perfect wrap up to our very first episode.
I love it.
I'm so happy to be here with you.
I'm so happy to be here with you.
So excited.
Me too. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait to see all of the big things that we do.
I'm so
together.
excited. And we hope everyone enjoyed. We hope you follow along. We hope you subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. And we will be here every single Monday. And until next time, thank you for watching.
Thank you so much. See you next Monday.
Bye.
Bye.